Welcome back to my 100% playthrough of Vanguard for Doom 2 in the Ultra Violence difficulty played through GlBoom Plus. We are doing all levels with a pistol start, and this is MAP04, Hangman's Paradise. Let's begin. Alright, so at the start we immediately get a chain gun and some armor. We can use the chain gun to dispose of all of these low tier enemies, even the ones that are in the distance, so you can try sniping them if you want. But when you're done with that, you can go down into this area where you will encounter 2 chain gunners and 1 Hell Knight. You should have more than enough ammo with the shotgun to dispose of all of them, as long as you can actually aim the darn thing. But now we can kill these shotgunners, the token zombie man of the group, and the rest of these guys. And also over here are a few imps who can potentially hit you through the bars if you let them, but ideally they should not be able to do any harm to you. But now that you've cleared most of this area out, you can finally press this switch, which lowers these pillars as well as the bars over there, but also lowers this part with the blue skull key. However, we will need all 3 keys in order to open the door, so we'll have to hunt for them in this area. So let's do just that. Let's also grab the super shotgun, very useful tool as usual, but we'll stick with the chain gun for the time being. In this area is a buttload of hit scanners, so we'll stay away from that part and try to flank them a little bit. There's also some other projectile tossing enemies like the imps, of course, as well as some cacodemons in the distance. We'll deal with them in a little bit. But in the meantime, we'll deal with the more immediate threats. And by that, I mean the ones that are closer. And of course, the hit scanners. Might run a little low on bullets, so you can switch to shells whenever you feel like it. Wherever the cacodemons arrive, you can also prioritize them as long as there aren't any extra hit scanners running around, like the zombie men and of course the chain gunners. But when you're done, you can watch out for this part. Whenever you step on the Baphomet symbol right there, you might get some teleporting enemies, but still, you want to prioritize the chain gunners and such. Now you shouldn't have to worry too much about health unless you're playing very recklessly like me. There are a few medikits out here, including one that's all the way back here, and I think there's a few more in this area that I haven't shown you yet. There's one right there, of course, but we won't necessarily need it for the time being, but it's good to know where it is. There's a few stim packs too in case you really need them, but hopefully you won't. But anyways, let's continue and go out here. And since this wad is very generous with the shotgun ammo, we can use it rather willy-nilly on these guys. But we'll still need some health. When we grab the rocket launcher, you don't have to worry because it's not a kind of trap that'll teleport enemies or anything. It just gives you the rocket launcher. And we can use it for this part right here. Perfect. Now I'm being a fool and taking more damage than I should, but that's fine because there's plenty of health to go around. And even then, there's more where that came from. But you don't want to waste it on stuff like that. Cacodemon was using his infinite height tricks to try to bamboozle me. But anyways, let's head back through here. There's a chain gunner all the way over there, doing his best Plutonia impression, of course, but there's also enemies like the Mancubus here, who we'll have to get rid of in a little bit. Now we've got rid of him, we can focus on the imps, and we can also switch to the chain gun, which will be very useful in stun locking this revenant. And the other imps are easily disposed of too. In fact, you can go around these parts if you want to grab any extra ammo or health. You just have to look very carefully in order to find it though. Anyways, let's get rid of this Arachnotron so he doesn't snipe us, and once we're done with him, we'll get rid of the Mancubus. Perfect, even though... okay. Not so perfect, but anyways. We'll press the switch and just blow up this guy before he throws any of these things at us. Absolutely disgusting. Speaking of disgusting things, we got some tomatoes here. Okay, maybe these things aren't disgusting, but they are still pretty evil. But hey, if you position them carefully, you might get some infights like this, which are beautiful. And I'll let them do their thing a little bit. At least until some of the imps are disposed of. Alright, you soften up enough? No. There we go. Let's head into here and grab this armor. We need it at this point. And we'll get rid of the rest of these guys. And that should be it for most of this section. But let's double check around some parts, because I want to grab some ammo. And there's more where that came from too. Well, just the rockets here at least. Alright, so you might have noticed in the water, you can fall down here, and you won't take damage. But there are green portals here, except for this one, which is a red portal. Taking it will lead you to the secret with the supercharge. Yes, we saw it earlier. But taking the green one will take you back to the start. But now we've done that, and pressed that switch in the area there, we can go into a new area. And this should be probably the last one. So pressing the switch will raise these pillars here, which we can take all the way over here. And let's use the chain gun to get rid of these guys, especially the chain gunner, who has probably been the one responsible for tormenting us for so long. We can take the damage because we have the soul sphere, and also over here is a revenant who wants to not get hit, but whatever. We'll kill him with the chain gun. And also over here is an archvile who didn't die in that many rockets. How about that? Just my luck, but whatever. Pressing the switch will open this area with the chain gunner and 2 shotgunners and a Hell Knight. There's also a Pinky here, so let's get rid of him too. But in this next area is a Mancubus and a Cacodemon. Now the Mancubus is guarding a box of rockets, so if you need those, you can grab them after you've killed them. As for the Cacodemons, we'll just dispose of them with the super shotgun. And now, when we go over here, we have some rockets to kill the Baron with. We can also kill the chain gunner right here. There's 2 of them, in fact. And more importantly, we can get rid of this disgusting thing. Let's just run right in his face and then get out. Okay, so now that we cleared that part out, we have pressed all the switches. This one was the red key switch, and the other one we pressed was the yellow key switch, which was out there. We can now grab the rest of the keys, which are right here. And now we have all 3 keys, we can open this area up. But this part gives you ammo. But surely this pain elemental is not the major threat, is it? No, but we're gonna get rid of it immediately, so we don't have to deal with it. And we'll also get rid of its friends here. The real threat is this part right here. Now there are hit skinners to the left, but they're just shotgunners for the most part. If you have armor and health still, they shouldn't be too much of a problem, but you probably want to get rid of them first either way, which is my mistake. But regardless, once you've gotten rid of all the enemies, you should have all the kills. And the one secret was the Soul Spear secret, so we are done. Let's exit the level. And with that, we are done with Hangman's Paradise. And yes, this is a longer level. Now, you can get it done a little bit faster, but I was showing bit of the other areas off, just to show you the scenery of the place. Now, the encounters aren't overtly difficult, unless you go in like willy-nilly, like completely reckless. You can get away with that if you know what you're doing, but even then, you want to be careful in some parts of this level, not all of them. Most of the trouble here will come from the fact that it's a little closed off in some parts, especially the final area, which has a very skill saw-esque trap. You can see the beginnings of what you'd find in Valiant and Ancient Aliens here, but other than that, it does have the wide open area, which is kind of the opposite of closed off. So you have like two contrasting things here. But anyways, we are done with this map. Stay tuned for the next one where we go into map 5. But until then, toodaloo.